a not quite turquoise turtle, a beautiful milk chocolate bird, and a bright red monkey. These are just a few examples of the most sought-after Pokemon the 25-year franchise has to offer. First introduced in Generation 2 when they were simply known as rare, these alternate color Pokemon have now become colloquially referred to as shiny Pokemon. But they're not so easy to get. In the current generation, the basic odds of encountering a shiny Pokemon are 1 in 4,096. For context, that looks like this. Desperate to get their sweaty gamer hands on the coveted sparkling Pokemon, trainers across the globe have dedicated countless hours to hunting for them. Along the way, a handful of strategies have developed to make it easier and to reduce the odds of finding ourselves an orange rat or a yellow pool floaty. Now I, like most trainers, have always loved shiny Pokemon, and I'm no stranger to shiny farming. But, to my recollection, I had never naturally encountered a shiny Pokemon until after I had beaten a game. So I decided I wanted to play the new Pokemon Diamond and Pearl remake, but with only shiny Pokemon. But catching shinies wasn't enough of a challenge for me, so I went ahead and arbitrarily made up some rules that I thought might spice it up a little. Rule number 1. I must use Ash's team from the TV show. More on that in a moment. Rule number 2. All the Pokemon on my team must be shiny. And rule number 3. If I'm in an area where a Pokemon from my team can be captured, I cannot progress in the game until I have added it to my team. With those rules in mind, the first step was to figure out what Pokemon I was going to need to capture. Now, this does get a little complicated because Ash's team changes throughout the season. Ash shows up to Sinnoh with 2 Pokemon. Obviously Pikachu is there from the get-go, so I'll definitely need one. But in addition to Pikachu, Ash has an Aipom, who doesn't quite make the list. I'll explain why in a bit. The next Pokemon added to the team, and the first one Ash captures in the Sinnoh region, is Starly. A few episodes later, after saving Pikachu from Team Rocket, Turtwig joins the team. Next up is Chimchar, and it is around this time in the show that Dawn begins to get frustrated with her Buizel. She wants it to perform in contests, but its aggressive personality lends it to battling. Dawn and Ash decide to trade Aipom for Buizel, making the Pool Floaty the next Pokemon on our list. That's 5 out of 6, which leaves us with one more available spot to fill. The next Pokemon Ash captures is Gligar, but not long after capturing it, Ash leaves it at a daycare center to train and get stronger, so he doesn't make the cut either. Which leaves last, but certainly not least, the final Pokemon Ash catches in the Sinnoh region, and the final Pokemon for our team, Gible. With our team all sorted out, my next step was to identify the order I needed to catch them in. Now, the starters are easy. Both Turtwig and Chimchar needed to be pulled from Professor Round's briefcase at Lake Verity. The process was simple. Save before entering the lakefront, spam through the dialogue, select a Pokemon I wanted, load into the tutorial battle. If it's shiny, sick. If not, reset. I started with Turtwig because it was the first option in the briefcase, which made the entire process a bit faster. Now remember, different methods of shiny hunting reduce the odds by different amounts, but this early in the game, I only had one option, basic odds, so I was stuck with 1 in 4,096. Prepared to be at Lake Verity for a very long time, I settled in. But to my surprise, 45 minutes in, and after only 18 resets, I added my first shiny to my team. Like, it'd be one thing if... What? We got it! Let's go! Invigorated by my insane luck, I decided rather than switching to Pearl to get the shiny Chimchar, I was going to stay in Diamond and go for Starly next. After all, it was the first Pokemon Ash actually captured in Sinnoh. So after telling my mom I was running away from home, getting the Pokedex from Professor Rowan, and learning how to capture Pokemon, I went to the first patch of grass outside of my house and began running in circles. This is when reality finally began to set in, and I suddenly understood the sheer magnitude of the limitations I had placed upon myself. The task of catching 6 shinies with no additional modifiers is completely insane. But finally, after 13 hours of live streaming, nearly 10 hours of offline play, nearly 2,000 Bidoof encounters, and over 1,500 Starly encounters, I realized I had spent almost an entire day of my life running in circles in a video game. Okay, I swear, this is not a shiny star. I'm done. I'm done. So, I quit.